discriminative AI or traditional AI, right? That is the best example I can say. So traditional AI simply we can use for the simple tasks, something like differentiation, classification, or identifying the patterns, or drawing conclusions. We can use this traditional AI or discriminative AI. For example, as you are seeing on this screen, are you able to see blue dots and red color dots? Can somebody say? Are you able to see blue color dots and red color dots? Pass, is my screen visible with?
Yes, mouse vision.
Okay, right, thank you. So what is the involvement of discriminative AI here is, for example, if a new dot comes into the picture, this is the context where some blue color dots are available and red color dots are available. For example, let us understand that one new dot is coming into the picture. So algorithm behind this context will understand what is the color of the dot. For example, maybe size also, if we are the context is about size. Now for this particular context, only the matter is color. So the algorithm will identify which color dot it is, whether it is blue color or red color. If it is blue color dot, automatically it will filter that into the blue color side of the context. The line is separating both the dots, right? So if it is deciding which color dot, then depending on the color of the dot, it is going to be classify pattern recognition, the color pattern recognition. Algorithm is doing the task and it is going to classify that into either red or blue. So that is the algorithm which we are using in terms of discriminative AI. And what is the limitation? Why can't we continue with the same discriminative AI concept which we are using since years onwards, 1950 or 53 onwards? Because that discriminative AI is not having the capability of generating new content. It can only use the existing data or existing patterns. It can only recognize those patterns, can classify those patterns, but it cannot generate new content. That is one drawback. And another one is it cannot understand the context completely. I can say it can understand up to some content, but not completely, right? So if the machine is able to understand the context completely, and if it is able to generate new content, then that is falling into another category of this AI model, that is generative AI. I hope you people have got it. What is discriminative AI? And coming into the picture of generative AI. So if you compare generative AI with the previous context, previous slide, if the new dot is coming, the discriminative AI is filtering that. Then how to generate the new dot? The question is, first of all, how to generate a new dot? The color is okay. The next second point it is. First point is, how can we generate a new dot? That is new content. So as discriminative AI doesn't have that capability, then slowly this concept of generating new content have been introduced since 2018 and 19 onwards. Most of the research have been put into this. How do we generate new content based on existing data? So people have been succeeded, and then this concept of generative AI is been introduced to this market. So we are able to generate new content. That is, in this context, in this example, we can able to generate a new dot. And also we can categorize the dot into which color zone it is, red color or blue color. And also we can understand the context, whether it is, maybe if you are giving other parameters to understand about the concept, what color, what size, what purpose of this context, all these things we can able to understand by using this generative AI. So very simple. The summary of this discussion of last few 5 minutes or 10 minutes is, generative AI is the concept where we can use to produce content, right? And to understand the concept. Whereas discriminative AI is only to evaluate, to classify. Okay. I hope you understand now. And examples are, generative AI examples are, suppose if you want to generate text, you can go for GPT models. You can use GPT models. You can take, for example, the vendor OpenAI. OpenAI has given so many released so many GPT model versions into the market. GPT-1 onwards, GPT-1, 2, 3, 3.5, 4, 4.0, 4.0 mini, 4.0i, O1, O2, so many models are there, GPT models. So those are all comes under generative AI models, and we can use those GPT models to generate the text. And not only text. Nowadays, so many advanced tools are available. Multi-model tools generations of generating the content. DALI is another example where we can generate images, and Midjourney is another example, AI generative AI tool which can generate videos. Right? Example: this is discriminative AI and generative AI. Discriminative AI is only to classify whether it is a cat or dog, whereas this one is able to create new one. And for your understanding, clear understanding, here I gave the differences between traditional AI and generative AI, where the main functionality of generative AI is to create new content as well as to understand the original context of the um, context of the task, right? Whereas classifies and predicts, and examples just now I told, and underlying approach learns to generate data from patterns, existing patterns. And whereas discriminative AI will learn to distinguish between classes. Use cases, you can consider number of use cases for both. But generative AI, we can take more use cases comparatively with traditional AI. And flexibility, of course, everyone will vote for generative AI because we have high flexibility with this. Right. Then for second slide, I showed you that uh, machine learning is the concept where it is learning by inputting some algorithms. So while learning that, whatever the patterns we are inputting to the machine or whatever the patterns we are giving, it is going to learn in different ways: supervised, semi-supervised, or unsupervised, or reinforcement learning. Different techniques are there. So if we put all together into one particular architecture, generative AI architecture, how the generative AI machine or tool will generate new content, is this is the diagram which can clearly explains how the new data will be generated. Of course, not in depth. This is high level diagram which shows. So first, the model, foundation model or the base model, which is going to be trained on some data. The data is comes from where? Okay, that is so nice. We are going to train the base model or foundation model on some data. The data is coming from internet, textbooks, blogs, articles, and some human content giving manually, something like, right? So all these are the different possible ways of data which is giving to the machine. That is what training data. And training code. Data is not enough. Once data is available, we need to, what can I say in terms of data? I can say data set. We need to cleanse that data. We need to clean the data to recognize that unused patterns, if at all any unused data or blank data or some different data which is not understandable by the machine. We need to clean the data first of all, pre-processing of data. Then after data set is available, then we can write some code, training code. So the training code can use the data to train the base model, right? And the training code, the data, whatever which we have make it ready, prepared, can be labeled data, sometimes labeled data or unlabeled data. What is labeled data and unlabeled data is, for example, when we are giving a data set to the machine, the data set is, for example, 100 records it is having. I hope you people already know what is data set or what is record or what is database, right? So a database or data set which is containing 100, for example, let us take 100 item names. Okay, one product item names. So 100 item names which are given to particular machine along with their label, which is, this is, okay, let me tell you in your easy words. For example, we are giving a context to the base model, that is a group of dogs, picture of group of dogs. Suppose, for example, 100 dogs. Okay, so what I do is 100 dogs, 100 cats, or 50 cats, and 150 horses, something, all these different animals putting into one particular context, and I'm giving that data as a data set, training data set for foundation model or base model. If I give that raw data as it is, that is called as unlabeled data. I didn't mention anything about that images of all those dog, this is cat, this is horse. I didn't mention anything. Just I gave that raw data as it is, as a picture of combination of all multiple animals. That data set I gave as it is to the model. That is unlabeled data. Sometimes there may be possibility we can give data set as a labeled one. I have combined all the different multiple animals pictures into one picture, that is multiple dogs, cats, horses, all these into one picture. Then I'm giving one label uh, data set. What is that label data set is? I give one picture of dog, I can write dog. I give one picture of cat, I can write cat beside that. I give one picture of horse, I can write horse. So the machine will understand, okay, if the picture is like this, it should be cat. If the picture is like this, it should be dog. That is label. So labeled data, that is easy for the machine to understand, and the context will be well recognized by the model and easy to train. So the data is available on under label data, unlabeled data, and the training code. These three things will be given to, of course, two things: data and code will be given to the foundation model, and we train the model by using neural networks and different algorithms. Once the foundation model is being trained, we have foundation model as well as fine-tuned models, right? So once foundation model is been trained on enough data, then it is ready to generate the content. For example, GPT, right? GPT is the product of OpenAI. Let us understand GPT 4.0 or 4.40 is the product of OpenAI, which is the foundation model. Then foundation model is been trained on available data, and then it is released into the market. Then people are able to customize that base model, that foundation model as per their requirements. For example, if you take ChatGPT, right? ChatGPT 4.0 you are using. So ChatGPT 4.0 is the fine-tuned model of GPT. Means it is customized up to particular task, up to some context it is customized, generating text content. That is what the specific task for that model. It is fine-tuned to specific task. For example, you take DALI. DALI is another tool, which is the fine-tuned model from the foundation model, which is specifically meant for generating images. Okay, that is a thing about fine-tuned model and foundation model. Foundation model will train first, then later will make it customized as per the specific task or context. Then that particular model will generate the content. That new content can be in any form, multiple forms. That may be text content, that may be code generation or image generation. So there we can use this content of generative AI, right? So we all understand what is generative AI already. Then for our understanding, one more concept, that is large language model. How now we understand what is generative AI. Now let us understand how generative AI will generate the text. Only text. Now I am concentrating on this example, only text. Let us see images and all those things later. How the capability of generating new content is processing or working. Let us understand with this example. For example, you understand that, you imagine that your brain is really very smart, right? Very smart, and you're super at doing tasks. If I give you the sentence, the cat is on the, I'm giving you all, how many? Almost 12 members are present here today for this class. I'm asking you a question. As you are seeing on the screen, the cat is on the dash. What can you fill up the dash? Please, can you type in chat box? I would be more happy if you type your answer in chat box. The question is, the cat is on the dash. What will you write in the dash? Please type your answers in chat box. Just take your 1 minute or 1 second time. Just type in your answers. Key in your answers in chat box, please. I'm requesting you all. Roof. Okay, somebody, SJ gave answer roof. Darren answered house. Super, super. Sam answered tree. Correct. Labeled data, supervised learning, unlabeled data, no, 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 it is not like that. I'll discuss. On the car, okay, that's also good. Right. So only few people are responding. For thank you all of you, Praveen, Sam, uh, SJ, Darren. Thank you for your answer. Thank you for your response. Right. So, as you are understanding, your super brain is guessing the next word for the sentence which I have given. The same way, large language model will work. That is the architecture behind the large language model. And what is the use of large language model in today's context? We are discussing about generative AI. Then why do we discuss about large language model? The brain of generative AI is large language model, right? So what is the duty or job or responsibility of large language model is it is going to guess the next content in this example. Whatever the sentence I have given, automatically, if I give the same question to ChatGPT will give you the appropriate answer for that context, right? Maybe the cat is on the table, the cat is on the tree or something. So the guessing of the, why I'm asking this question is to make you understand you are guessing right the next word. Like that same way, generative AI also will use this concept of guessing the next line, next word, next content, what need to be generated. Then how we are using simply the word guessing, but how is the very, very big subject, right? How generative AI is guessing that next word, pattern recognition, pattern learning, and then guessing of the word and then generating of the word. That is what concept which comes under this language models, right? So how this guessing process will works here is, or generating the next word or next content is, the main concept behind this is the architecture of generative AI. We saw high level architecture. We are providing labeled data or unlabeled data and then training code. Based on the training code, by using the data, machine foundation model will learn the patterns, will learn the context, will learn the be able to recognize the patterns and all those training data, and then it is able to generate the content. Then what exactly behind that learning pattern and then generating pattern, how it is. If I go next level of that high level diagram, if I go next level, how generative AI works is the main concept is transformer here. Okay, compulsory we should know about transformer, those who wanted to excel in the subject generative AI. So what is transformer is? Transformer is it's again a what can I say? It's again a architecture behind this generative AI or large language model, which is able to generate the content, which is used to generate the new content by generative AI machine. Okay, so how it is going to generate the new content is, for example, how it is going. You are giving a question to the machine as an input, then transformer architecture or transformer code will be there inside generative AI, which is using both the components of encoding and decoding. What is encoding is, suppose if you are giving your input in terms of text. Just now we have given that input as example, we saw that input as the cat is on the, that is text, right? The text input, whatever you have given, is converted into some embeddings or some numbers, numerical values. That is encoding process. We are encoding the input, not we, the transformer architecture. As a user, we are giving input to the machine. Machine or transformer here in this case is going to encode the input into some embeddings or numerical values, because machine doesn't understand your text as it is, right? So it is going to understand its own recognized pattern and then generating the content. After generating the content in terms of some different symbols and different patterns, it is going to decode that again, decode and give you as the output, right? Because if it is giving as it is as the numerical values or some numbers, we may, as an end user, we may not understand that patterns which are learned by the machine. So again, it is going to decode into understandable format and will produce as the output for the final end user. So here in this case, how it is going, then output what you are seeing is, I'm doing all right, thanks for asking, how are you? So this is the way the word is going to be encoding, and then it's been generating the answer, and then processing the text, and then converting into understandable format and giving you as the output. So this is a transformer architecture is working here. And one more very important concept we need to discuss here is, uh, I think I have given some, yeah, I have given some example. I'll discuss in that slide. Tokenization. Tokenization is another concept which is behind this generating the content by generative AI tools. So in pre-training process to the base model, what we are doing is we use large amount of data, we use large amount of parameters and unsupervised learning. Yeah, somebody was asking question, is supervised learning, what is that question? Labeled data is equals to supervised learning, unlabeled data is equals to unsupervised learning. No, no, no. Even in unsupervised learning, we can use both labeled data and unlabeled data. Even supervised learning also, we can use both the data. It is not like that. The learning pattern is different. Supervised learning is labeled data is there, for example. One particular, maybe I can say one particular machine is, or one particular software or one particular component is supervising that, whether it is going in correct way or not. Some supervision is there, whether the pattern is going correctly, recognizing correctly, generating correctly, all this process is being supervised. Unsupervised learning, we can use both supervised as well as unsupervised, labeled data, unlabeled data. There is no supervision of any kind of implementation of supervision. Simply the machine itself, it is getting algorithms based on the trained algorithms and trained data. It is going to act. Supervised, unsupervised. Okay, there is, we can't say exactly supervised is meant for, what is that? Labeled data. Labeled data is meant for supervised, unlabeled data is meant for unsupervised. No, it is not like that. Okay. Right, LLM, how it is worked, just now I explained. Embedding of the input context, encoding, decoding process, embedding of the input context into different numbers, and self-attention mechanism is there. The machine itself, it is going to have self-attention mechanism, whether the task is going in way, in process, in trained way or not. So after that, it is going to give you the text. Then neural networks, transformer architecture uses that neural networks concept and will give you the output. For our understanding, again, pre-trained model and fine-tuned model. As I told you just now, the process of initially training the model on large corpus of data. So that large corpus of data coming from internet, textbooks, blogs, articles, and sometimes human interaction also. Through human interaction also, we can give data, training data to the model. So that is called foundation model. Then that foundation model is being, maybe by seeing the diagram, you can understand easily. If you see the second diagram here, once the foundation model is ready, then what we are doing is we are training that, fine tuning, or again training that foundation model on some specific task. Task specific training, the foundation model is getting into fine tuned model. So for example, if you want to build your own tool for your organization, for your business, you're doing some, what can I say, maybe healthcare related, you're doing some business, you want some app or generative AI application for your business. So you can take one base model, GPT model, any existing base model, and then you can fine tune it. That is also possible. You can fine tune it by using API keys as per your company requirements. You can use your data sets, and then you can fine tune and you can build your generative AI application for your business, right? That is called fine tuned model. What fine-tuned model do, what kind of specific tasks they can do is, for example, if I fine-tune the particular foundation model or base model to healthcare domain, then that model will be working accordingly to the healthcare domain. Or L&D domain. So based on the training data, how we are fine tuning that, it is going to act. Some ways it is acting as question answering, summarization, generating new content, or generating images, multimodal content, or sentiment analysis. So all these are the different specific tasks we can do with the foundation model after fine tuning that. See, science, finance, legal, different domains. Nowadays, the world is using multiple generative AI applications, fine tuning generative AI applications as per their requirement. I'll show you some examples. Right. Uh, I told you tokenization. The one more important concept behind this generating new content by generative AI model is tokenization. Tokenization is contributing its knowledge, or this concept is contributing more to generative AI models, and we need to discuss, we need to understand. Token, generally when we are discussing about data patterns and data sets, we use the word token, right? I hope you know what is token. Can somebody answer what is token in terms of data or in terms of data set? Okay, let me tell you. Here in this example, machine learning is powerful. I am considering a sentence, machine learning is powerful. So in this sentence, I want to, as a machine, for example, let us understand I myself acting as a machine, AI machine. Okay. When I have this sentence, machine learning is powerful, what will I do for my easiness, for my easy understanding purpose? What will I do with this sentence is I will break this sentence into multiple words. Machine is one word, learning is one word, is another word, powerful is another word. And even this sentence contains multiple words along with some uh, spaces, or some maybe sometimes period or comma or something. So all those are also comes under tokens. Now each word we can call it as a token. Why? What is the need to divide that sentence into multiple words or tokens? Call it as token. That is called, each word is called as a token. So what is the purpose of making them into tokens is, when machine wants to generate the content, first it has to understand the context of the question or input which is given by the user, the task which is given to the machine to be understand clearly, right? So for that purpose, it is going to make the task easy. It is going to divide that input which is given by the user into multiple words for easiness, and to guess the next word, to generate the next word or next content in sequence of output. So generally, in computer terminology, a token is nothing but a sequence of four letters, or four characters, or a combination of letters, symbols, something like that. That is, but it is not a hard and fast rule. It should be only four. It is depending on the algorithm it is trained on. Generally, we can consider like that. Here we can have word tokens, subword tokens, character tokens. Most of the cases we understand word tokens only. That is, machine is a word, learning is a word, machine, even AI, generative AI machine also will understand, even chat GPT also will understand like this. For example, if you see unbelievable, the word unbelievable, how the machine will tokenize this word is, un is one token, believable is another token, so that it understand the meaning of the word, meaning, grammatical patterns, context, everything it has to analyze once you are giving the input. So for that recognition, it is going to make them into tokens. Then once it is understanding those tokens, multiple tokens, it is going to convert those tokens into embeddings, numerical values. And embedded layer will, in transformer architecture, embedding layer will be there. That layer will taking this task of converting these tokens into embeddings. Then embeddings will be processed by the machine and understand by the machine, will generate the content and will be decoding by the final layer of the machine and will be giving us the output. Okay. So if you see character tokens, AI. If I give AI, it should understand what is A, what is I. Then only it will be able to generate the next sequence word or whatever the output it is going to give, right? Okay, what is the use of this tokenization concept for the machine or for generative AI is to understand the context is one thing, to understand, to recognize the context and to understand the input of the user, or which is the task which is given by the end user, right? Then context window limit. This is one more point you people have to remember, right? All AI models, whatever we are seeing in the market today, are having some limitation, usage limitation, right? Are you, any one of you, are you user of ChatGPT Plus? Say yes in chat box if you are user of ChatGPT Plus. General ChatGPT is different. We have different versions: ChatGPT free version, ChatGPT Plus version, ChatGPT Pro version. ChatGPT free version is free; everyone can use. ChatGPT Plus one is we need to pay $20 per month, based on the country again. And ChatGPT Pro is, as per my knowledge, last 2 months back, $200 per month. Pro version, GPT 4.40 Pro version, we need to pay 200. So depending on the usage we have, we are interacting with the machine. If I am the user of Pro version, I may be able to do many tasks with the ChatGPT. Can execute some critical tasks, complex tasks, like maybe if I am doing research, in my research, I can use that Pro version to recognize some patterns for my research, or to generate some statistical information for my research work, right? But whereas in free version, you may not get that advancement data in free version. There is a limit. How the people, how the company AI, for example, OpenAI company is giving you these versions. How OpenAI company will decide which is free version, which is pro version, which is plus version, is based on the tokens, usage of the tokens. So there is a limit for each version of the model, GPT models, right? So if you see that here, uh, OpenAI website, if you open OpenAI website, there you can find out what is the token limitation for each model. You can just check it. Why this model limitation is limited to these many number of tokens? For example, 32K tokens only, right? Free version, for example. So why this limitation is, if the machine is using more number of tokens, maybe you are giving so much of input to the machine, and you want to expect generate the machine to some pages of output as you are expecting pages of output, then that is automatically the machine is going to consume so much of GPU power, calculating power, computing power, and so much of what can I say, it leads to cost, right? So much of cost will be, because so much of computing power being used by the machine to generate that bigger response, or you are giving so much big input text as the uh, input to the machine. So in that context, to understand all this, the machine will take so much time, and automatically it is going to costly. So to make limitation, this tokenization, suppose if you are using plus version, the company will give you these many tokens as the limitation. If you are using free version, these many tokens as the limitation. More than that, the machine will not take as the input, or it will not generate as the output. That is. Then prompt optimization is another usage why tokenization matters is, so shorter prompts save tokens. For example, same question, I want to ask one question to the generative AI ChatGPT machine, that what is the uh, temperature today? What is the temperature today? That is what my question. So what I'm doing is I'm writing same word, what is the temperature today, for ChatGPT, but somebody is writing temperature question mark. So how best you can write your prompt is also the matter. Prompt engineering is also the matter here for using of generative AI machines, right? Then cost efficiency, of course, automatically it will reduce the cost. Then tokenization, how it works is, For example, if user gives hello world, how are you doing today? Then hello is one word, word is another word, exclamation, how are you doing today? All these are each divided into different tokens, subtokens, words, all this. Then LLM will receive embeddings in terms of numbers. If you see the last layer of this diagram, LLM receives only embeddings. LLM doesn't understand all the text. The behind layer of that is going to convert that input text into embeddings. Then to avoid this problem, there is a problem with generative AI machines or tools that is called hallucination. What is this hallucination is? It is a problem where it can generate, sometimes the model can generate some nonsense data, which is not fit into the context based on your question. It is not correct data, what you are expecting, or it is not factual data. It is grammatically incorrect. Sometimes there may be a possibility the machine can generate this type of data. To avoid such kind of problems, hallucination problems, we need to write the prompt very carefully, right? And we need to provide enough information to the machine in terms of input, then the machine will act properly. There may be a high chance to avoid hallucination. Hallucination and fabrication, these are the problems which are given by these models, generative models. So to avoid these problems, to mitigate these problems, we need to give correct context and enough input, and then write exact prompt what you want, correct prompt. By following all these instructions, you can get the information correct. We can avoid hallucination or fabrication. Yeah, example this. Suppose if you are not providing enough context to the machine on while training or while writing your prompt, automatically your output also will be like that. See the third stage of output. Model trained on one epo of data set. It is not fully trained, not fully given. The context is been not fully given to the machine. So automatically we will not understand anything by seeing that image, third image. If you see second image, model trained for 100 epos. So more data, it is there may be high chance to the machine to understand the context more, and then there may be high chances to get correct output. And obviously the first one, if you give the training, the machine is been trained on correct data and enough data and in correct way, then obviously you can get correct outputs. Okay, let me give you some examples. Theoretical is, of course, some other use cases and all this, some statistics is there, how people are using. Yeah, at the starting of this class, I was telling you healthcare. I think, Darren, you are in healthcare, right? See this diagram. 2024, maybe let me move this aside. if you see this diagram, use cases 2024, generating ideas, therapy companionship. Generating ideas is in first place, use cases, generative AI use cases, whereas second place therapy, third place specific search. Like that we have different 10 use cases in 2024. If you see the same domains in 2025, therapy or companionship is becoming the topmost use case in 2025 as of today. Not as of today, this report has been collected in the month of February, I guess. So the starting of February of 2025, the therapy and companionship healthcare domain is occupying first place in use cases of generative AI. Then second one is organizing my life. People are more concentrating on their personal care, health, and personal development, all these things. After revolution of this generative AI, this world is blooming with variety of businesses. That is a fact today we are seeing. Earlier, there were no businesses and no entrepreneurship like this, what we are seeing today. Very, even a very minute concept also is converting into business, and people are monetizing their skills by using generative AI. So the world is too advanced nowadays by using these concepts of generative AI. different use cases you can see here. How to monetize, that is another course again, how to monetize generative AI skills. Okay, tools and platforms. Let me show you some tools because otherwise there is no meaning for this class if we discuss theoretically. Okay, uh, before continuing with my class, with my demo, tell me how many of you heard about uh, Perplexity as a tool. Let me type the tool name. I'm not showing demo of ChatGPT because already you know all people how to use ChatGPT. Now tell me, in chat box I gave one name, Perplexity. Have you used this Gen AI tool ever? Please type in your answers in chat box. Chat box I gave you the tool name, Perplexity. Heard before, never really used. No. Okay, okay. Praveen, you heard before. Okay, fine. So this is a tool, Gen AI tool, very fantastic tool actually. Let me demonstrate that tool for 5 minutes now. I have already logged into this. This is the tool. If you want to use this, you can type in this perplexity.ai, right? Perplexity.ai is the name of the website of this tool, Perplexity. And what purpose we can use this? What is the use of this tool is, you can do some research, or you can generate some reports. Even this is also generating text only, but why I'm not using ChatGPT, why I'm using Perplexity is some flexibility is there with this tool. It easily can mention the resources or mention the um, what can I say, base resources from where it is getting that content, from where it is generating that content. It is going to display for you, right? So I can understand easily. So let me introduce this tool by writing. So this is the tool actually. Once you open this perplexity.ai, see here all these controls you can see at the left side of the tool. Here, if you place your cursor, you can see that we have different spaces available. You can create your account, and if you want to create a new task, just click on this plus. That you can based on your requirement, you can type in anything. Automatically, the box will be appear for you like ChatGPT. Here also, we are having same thing, and it is having some controls. If you want to attach some file as input, and if you want to go for some search for a set of resources, whatever resources you want to um, know from which the content is being drawn, and model, you can choose the model also. This perplexity is using, these are the models: sonar, claude 4.0, gpt 4.1, gemini 2.5, and few more models are there. You can choose those models accordingly. And these controls, of course, you can search the web directly from here, and you can do deep research, and you can also do practice labs available. Let me do a simple task. Yesterday, I was having one question by my daughter, right? I hope you people have heard about last 2 days back in India, one major plane crash has been occurred in Ahmedabad. I'm from India actually. So last 2 days back, one very big incident in airways industry, that is one plane has got crashed in Ahmedabad, Gujarat state in India. Almost 200 people have been, they are no more. Okay, so my daughter was asking me a question yesterday. In her school, her teacher is asking to prepare a report. What are the major causes, aviation industry, what are the major causes that plane has been crashed? Maybe some guesses. Of course, it is still need to be interrogated and need to be finalized. What are the main causes? Just guessing as per the officials. So when she was asking, I thought of why not I should try in Perplexity. It will generate a nice reports for you, right? So maybe I'm writing this. Give me a brief report on. I'm including within double quotations. What causes Air India flight got crashed 2 days back in Ahmedabad, India. Okay, I'm just giving very simple prompt. Let us see what it will do. See, it will give you step by step what it is doing. First step what it is doing. Second step what it is doing. It is collecting resources from where the information has to be drawn. Second step, it is going to generate the content. Third step, it is going to display for you. And it is also displaying the resources which it is using. Right? See here. Your report has been ready. See the report very nicely. See steps. What are the steps it has been followed? You just click on the steps. First, it is searching for recent news about Air India flight crash in Ahmedabad. Why I am showing this is how generative AI behind, how what are the steps it is going to take when we are asking for a task. Searching for recent news about Air India flight crash in Ahmedabad, India is the first step it has been taken when I'm asking that question. Then second one, gathering details on the causes of Air India flight crash in Ahmedabad. And third step, compiling a brief report on the causes of Air India flight, and then finished. 4 steps it has been done. And stepwise, again, it is showing you all the details. First, how it is been introduced, the searching processes, Air India flight crash, Ahmedabad, June 2025. It itself is being giving prompt to the machine. This prompt I have not generated. The machine Perplexity tool itself, it is giving the prompt to the AI tool, and it's been getting these resources: Times of India, BBC News, NDTV News, BBC, CNN, all these news channels or reports. It has been finding all these been news reports and then finalizing, compiling that report and giving it to you, right? So this is the way you can check for the resources. See, if you want to open that resource, for example, you want to read that news article, CNN news article, what it wrote on that particular incident is, click on this resources, right? See, it is going to show all the resources, all the articles, what it is considering. Plane crash resource, news resources. Then answer. So this is the answer what we got. Air India flight crash in Ahmedabad, brief report. See, on June 12th, 2025. So this is the flight name and so and so. Crash circumstances. It is giving the plane lost altitude moments after takeoff and crashed into residential neighborhood. So like this, it is going to give you the resources, the report, each and every line from which resource it has been collected. One, two, three resources. It is giving 17 resources for us. From which resources it has been collecting this information, each and every line. There is a proof, right? So exact information for research purpose, for generating reports, this tool will be very easy and very comfortable to use also. Suppose, okay, this report is been generated. Then how can I give it to my daughter to submit in her school, or even my daughter is trying this tool? So here you have this option, export, right? Just to click on that option, export. So automatically it is going to ask you in which format you want to export this answer, PDF, docs, or markdown. I want to get it in PDF. So just to click on PDF, within minutes, you are going to get your report in terms of PDF. So this is where, if you want to share also, you can share this report directly by using this link. See, the report has been downloaded to my machine and it has been showing in my machine in PDF format. So suppose in your workplace, if your boss is asking to prepare a report on so and so today's work or whatever it is, of course, today's work is related to your particular company or workplace, some general tasks like this, then immediately within minutes, you can prepare the report and submit. Okay. So this is one tool I just wanted to show you. And let me show you another tool, generative AI tool. Notebook LM. Have you heard about Notebook LM? Have you used anyone? Okay, before that, before continuing with Notebook LM, have you find some useful with Perplexity tool? Are you gain some knowledge with Perplexity tool? Say yes or no, or say it's insane. The tool is insane. The tool is awesome in chat box. If it is useful to you. Perplexity, definitely it will be useful to you if you use properly in your work or professional life? No. Yes. Okay. Right. Okay. Right. Right. Let us see the next tool, which is very much useful to each and every individual. Notebook LM. What is this tool? Notebook LM is which notes taking. For example, just now I got so many resources, right? In perplexity tool, when I am searching for the report, I saw almost 17 resources, right? So of course I got report. That report is for that context is different. Then my question is, for example, out of those 17 resources, when I'm going through with those 17 resources, I'm getting some idea. I want to have some notes taking from one of those resources, one of those articles. I want to take some notes, one particular article, I want to take some note points, right? So, or I want to do some research on some given resources. Maybe if you are if you are writing an article, LinkedIn article, for example, okay, you want to write a LinkedIn article. So if you decide the topic, for example, I want to write a LinkedIn article on recent announcement by um, X. What is a recent announcement by the company X, Tesla owner, about X? There is an advanced version of X which is going to be announced soon. X is nothing but Twitter, right? Renamed as X platform, right? Now X is being future in within 1 week or maybe 10 days they may release into the market. What is that is? It is almost will be acting as similar to WhatsApp. Now people, yesterday I saw one article, people are saying now WhatsApp is going to swipe off because of this version of X. But of course, some features are not there in that advanced version of X. What is that advanced version of X? I wanted to know, right? So in that case, I found some resources. This news article has been given some news about this advanced version of X platform. Then I can give that resource as input to some set of resources as input to this notebook LM, and will automatically will write some points about that article to you, will draw those points and give it to you. I already interacted 2 times. I wanted to know about large language model and transformer. So I have executed this. If you want to create a new one, just create new, and this is going to ask you to upload resources. If you have already resources. Okay, best example, let me tell you. If you are a researcher, if you want to do some research, already you are having some articles in your system, right? So you just try to upload all those articles here, all those files here, and ask the summary points. Maybe 10 articles, 12 articles, whatever it is. Instead of reading all those manually and writing down the points, important points of that particular article summary, simply you put all those articles as files and upload into this tool, and you will get the summary points, right? Let me upload. Either you can upload, or else maybe you can write the prompt here itself, right? Discover resources. Suppose you don't have any resources. If you have resources, you can upload here. Suppose you don't have resources, you just click on this discover resources, and you can type your question here. Tell me, I'm writing my question. Tell me the latest announcement of X platform and its features. Okay, I don't have any resources with me already in my system. Now I want to discover the resources first. So first it is going to discover the resources. Let me submit. So it is going to find out the related resources. See here, Elon Musk, the owner of this X. Elon Musk X to launch streaming some article, and one more. We have almost 10 resources or 10 articles have been found. And then after getting all these resources are ready, then simply we need to import all these resources. Why? What is the need to import into our context is I need to draw some points, right? I need to take down my notes about the features of X advanced version. So I need to import and give these resources as input to this task. See, automatically when I click on import, this one, the resources have been imported here, and now these are acting as main source of generating new data for us. Main sources for generating new data are whatever the report we have been asked, that is been generating from these resources only. Okay, so now let me see this answer. See, the shifting landscape of X in 2025. It is generating X, is formerly known as Twitter, is highlighting its strategic shift. Everything app, in terms of app way it is going to release, and so features it is going to add. Okay, changes to the platform monetization strategies, including tiered subscriptions and revenue sharing models, APIs, all this. It is going to act as an application now onwards, of course, after releasing this version into the market, right? So this is the way you can note down. See, 10 resources are there, 10 articles are there. Suppose if you want to give a reading of all this article and to note down the important points after reading this, obviously this will take 2 to 3 hours for me. But whereas I can use this notebook LM, just instantly I'm getting all these points, and it is giving these points from these particular resources only, not out of that, because we have imported this here and we are giving as a proof. Okay, right. That is one feature. And another excellent feature of this tool, Notebook LM tool, is you want to have or you want to generate a mind map for this content, what it has generated. Just simply click on this mind map. Okay, mind map will be generated for you and it will be stored here. You just see here. Why it is not moving? Yes, the mind map is been ready. See here. If you see the right side of your window, this is the mind map. Just to click on that. See, this is the mind map. Of course, for this mind map is not the correct one, but when you are doing some research, you can get it. This is the way. It is key statistics. If you go further by clicking on this, what are the key statistics? General usage, demographics, business strategy, statistics, advertisement statistics, influencer statistics. Suppose if you want to advertisement statistics to be enlarged, then you can see this. See, within minutes, you can generate the mind map to understand that answer in diagrammatical way. You can download this also by clicking on this button. You can download this. So this is where audio, for example, if you want to, you are doing multiple tasks, you are doing some other, you are having your lunch and you don't have you don't have time to read this one. So simply you just click on this audio review or audio overview of this. So it is going to generate audio overview and you'll be able to listen that. So you can do this, use this tool. So this is another one. Anyway, do you want me to demonstrate ChatGPT? ChatGPT, you know, right, already? And one more tool I just wanted to show you is Hugging Face. You know, you have this knowledge of Hugging Face, anyone? Hugging Face. This is agent, AI agent. This is AI agent. We will see afterwards. First, let us see Hugging Face. So this is Hugging Face. I can say this is the application, which is a very huge collection of applications, generative AI applications here. Hugging Face is the what can I say? It is not a one simple tool. It is having multiple tools, not only AI tools. It is having combination of tools, spaces, environments, multiple things have been clubbed and collaborated and put into one place, and you can use this Hugging Face in different ways. For example, you want to use already predefined model. You want to convert the text to speech, right? So instead of going individual tools for text to speech, one tool, then prompt generation, another tool, then image generation, another tool, all you can find in one place, that is Hugging Face. So text to image generation using predefined tools, that is one way you can use Hugging Face application. And another one is, if you want to fine tune a base model as per your company requirement or your business requirement, you want to build a new AI application, you need to fine tune it, right? So if you want to fine tune the model, you can fine tune here by considering existing models, predefined models. You can use directly without any code. If you want to customize as per your requirements, you can fine tune the model. And not only fine tuning, you can also create new applications, generative AI applications, or any other customized applications, bespoke applications to your organization or your workplace. So multiple ways we can use this Hugging Face tool. So here, let me show you one example, Hugging Face. Let me show you example of the tool which is in Hugging Faces, VUI. The tool name is VUI. What is the use of this tool is, it will convert text to speech, right? So just you try to log in into huggingface.co, and once you log in, let me show you. By giving your credentials, you just try to log in into Hugging Face. After you log in to Hugging Face, this is the environment. This is the window you will be able to see. You can find predefined models, even data sets like Kaggle, how you use Kaggle to download some data sets for your customization. You can also have data sets here, and spaces where this contains multiple tools, multiple predefined AI tools which we can use directly, you can use, and communities and documents, all this. So let us go for space. I want to use one space where this VUI is there, that is text to speech conversion tool is there. So all these are the existing spaces. Some different companies are developing their tools in this space, and they are putting here, and everyone can use. Some are paid, some are free. Okay, now let me search for my tool which I am looking for, text to speech conversion. See this one, I am looking for VUI tool. So once I search for that, here it is, Notebook LM conversational tool it is. Right, now it is ready. The tool is ready. Okay, so here it is. The window will be like this. You can choose the model when you want to hear something, text to speech conversion. You can choose the model. Here only one model is available under this version, co-host voice model, and then you can model co-host uh, loaded and ready. You can use that. See here the text, whatever the text you want to listen. So for example, here in Perplexity, just now I have generated one report, right? Let me copy this report instead of reading this report. I don't have enough time to read this. So let me copy. Let me copy and paste into that text to speech conversion tool in Hugging Face. Oh God, it's closed. Just a second. Yeah, instead of this default text, let me type here or paste here, right? Yes, the text Air India flight crash, so and so. Then after that, after whatever the text you want to convert into speech, just generate, click on this generate speech. So it will be automatically generating. Here it is in processing. Of course, so much of text is there, right? It is taking some time. Yeah, this is the way you can use this tool, text to speech. Not only this, if you go to space, so many tools are available, predefined tools are available. So simply you can make use of those tools. You can also create your own tool and you can collaborate with this Hugging Face and you can launch your tool here. You can monetize your skills here. Suppose if you are able to build a generative AI tool, maybe text to speech conversion tool only, right? You are good at that. Then you create a tool and launch here in this platform. Then you can offer that as a semi
Excuse me, Ma'am Sunita, there's one more question. Ask question in the chat box.
question. Okay, 1 second. What is the difference between space and models? Yeah. Space is a collection of different tools, applications, where you can find out, for example, text to speech conversion or prompt generation tools or language model, different language model. For example, you want to use Gemini based language model or GPT models, OpenAI GPT models, or you want to use some community based models. All the tools will be available here, whereas models, let me show you models also. Models are base models are available, fine-tuned models are available. Suppose you want to fine-tune a model as per your requirement, you can consider base models here. In any of the model which is suitable for your requirement, you can consider that base model and you can fine-tune. See here, DeepSeek AI is there, right? It has been fine-tuned for text generation. Somebody is fine-tuned this model and named it as DeepSeek R10528. So like that, all the existing base models will be available here and you can fine tune it as per your customization. Depending on the task, multi-model tools will be available here. That is model and space data sets. You can also have data sets. So if you want to use any of these data sets in your research or in your analysis or generating reports from that, if it is useful to you or for sample purpose, if you want to use, then you can, right? Spaces, I'll tell you one more interesting thing. If you don't know how to write prompts, you can also use predefined prompts. You can search here. The prompt generation tools, prompt Flux. Yeah, this is a good tool. Flux prompt generator. So if you don't know, for example, you are using some AI tool and you want to generate some video, but you don't know what prompt should write to get a what can I say, quality video. Then simply you can go use that tool and you can generate a prompt for that task and you can use copy paste that prompt into your tool. So this is where you can use multiple tools. I hope you understand. I shared almost 3 to 4 tools. I hope you understand how to use these tools, which is useful to you at least in your workplace in some point of time. So this is what today's class. If you have still any doubts, please let me know. And here I will mention my contact mail ID. So you can contact us at any time. So in Garanto, we are offering many courses. If you want to upskill yourself in any of the courses which we are offering, so definitely you can contact us. And garantoacademy.com.my is our website. You can just, if you have some time, you just go through that. What are the courses we are offering? And you can register for the courses. So this is what today's session. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining today and joining with me and bearing with me for this 1.5 hour and making me to share my knowledge. Thank you so much, all of you.
Does anyone have any final questions before we end the session? Let's take this opportunity to ask questions from our trainer. Anyone? Before we end this session, I will share the attendance form and also the certification link. So I encourage everyone to submit the attendance form so that you will receive a certification. No certificates issued if you did not complete the attendance. Okay. So hold on a moment. I will share the links at the Zoom chat. Hold on a moment. While waiting, you can ask questions from our trainer. I will check the
Yeah,
attendance
if
form.
anything you want to convey, you can. You can open your mic and you can speak. May I get the recorded session? We will try. We will try. Maybe already we received your mail ID, right? We will try.
Check out the form.
Yeah, please, all of you, click on this link which is shared in chat box for attendance and you'll get the certificate. Once you fill up this attendance form, you'll get the certificate.
So the other one link is a certification. So
Certification.
once you completed the attendance form, it's automatically generated the certificates. You can check the link under your name and download. Anyone? Did you already open the attendance form? So before we end this session, kindly open your cameras. Let's take one last screenshot for the record. I appreciate everyone's being so engaged today. So may I encourage everyone to open your cameras.
I think no one is ready to open their cameras.
Especially for those who joined late. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah, can we request you once again, please open your cameras for a photo session.
Yes.
It's a for
Okay,
wow, that's
there it
great.
is. Thank you so much, everyone. Wait for a moment.
That's great. Most of you opened.
Yes. Another screenshot. Another. Okay. So there it is. Thank you so much, everyone, for your participations today. It was great to see everyone in action. And see you all in the next session. So do you have
Thank
any
you.
questions regarding the attendance?
Yeah, if
Did
you
you
have
see
any questions, you
already?
can
Yeah,
post.
did you see already your certificates? Just check on the links. You can download the certificate under your name. Thank you so much. Ma'am Sunita, is there any something to say?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, everyone, once again. Thank you, Paz, for helping me to run
Thank
this session.
you.
Yeah, yesterday I'll try to share my recording video. I'll try to find out from my CEO and will share. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.